Hi, welcome to Boardmasters Football. We're again back with another video. Today we'll be discussing the roundup of the Premier League fixtures, game week 9. First, we're going to start with the best, which is Arsenal, and their impressive win against Liverpool, a 3-2 win. What I think in terms of the performance, I think there's something special happening at Arsenal. In terms of confidence, everyone playing for each other, playing for the badge. It's something that I haven't seen at Arsenal in a long time. Defensively, I know defensively we have our mishaps, and I think there's still an area that I think we still need to be organised in a little bit better defensively. But I think overall, going forward, we were absolutely amazing. I think Martinelli, Saka, obviously Jesus, Odegaard was fantastic. Partey as well, done his defensive duties well as Xhaka getting forward, creating chances as well. And I was quite impressed with Tomiyasu. And in terms of, it was an interesting one when the lineups were announced and he was playing at left back. And what I noticed was the way that he was there to do a job against Mo Salah, and he kept him quite quiet in that game. Usually Mo Salah always scores against Arsenal, and where he was able to be there and keep up with him, made some good tackles against him, and I think he limited him to what he could do, and I thought he was very impressive at left back. I just hope that doesn't give Arteta any ideas in terms of long term putting him left back, because again we've got Zinchenko, we've got Tierney as well. So I think it was a good tactical move that Arteta did. I don't know whether anybody else noticed it as well, but it was very, very impressive. I think we beat Liverpool in all departments on Sunday. I didn't really think that they had some moments, and obviously I know that they scored 2 goals, but I think we've dominated the game, predominantly all of it. There was the mistake from, you could possibly arguably say Gabriel, but again, I think in terms of Gabriel, me personally, I think he needs to. I think he's becoming a liability in terms of certain situations, things that he does. I think he's a bit rash at times, and what I just don't want what I don't want to happen is that he ends up becoming, someone that's going to be giving the other players around him that uncertainty. And I think there just needs to be a bit more certainty. So I think, for me, I would say Gabriel was a little bit of a disappointment at the back, even though he did have moments. Don't get me wrong, but I just feel that he keeps making the same mistakes. Where I'm just thinking to myself, how many more times? So I'm just keeping my eye on that, on Gabriel, in terms of how many more is he going to rack up before Arteta possibly looks at changing things. But nonetheless, we got the 3 points. I was very happy with it. Next up, Leeds at Ellen Road. So, I imagine we'll be rubbing our hands at that. No, don't get me wrong. Again, Leeds are on their day. I think they could be very good, and I think they could cause any team trouble. So we have to go down there, respect them, but at the same time play our football. So I'm expecting that. So let's see how we get on, and I'll give my predictions on the next on Thursday. In terms of Liverpool. From my notes, I thought Nunez looked really good. I thought he gave Gabriel, a bit of a hard time. Got himself on a score sheet as well. I thought Diaz's assist was very good. That led to that goal. I thought it was nice, weighted cross, and Nunez, does what he does, and he scored a great goal from it. I thought Firmino's goal was very good as well in terms of the finish. I thought the passing build-up that led to that goal was very good as well. So Liverpool have got, I think they've still got a threat going forward. I think it's just defensively. Trent again, another poor performance from him. I don't know. It just I don't know what it is, because I know I've been talking to a few people, and we've just discussing like the teams more or less. This it's very consistent. So Klopp doesn't usually change it too often. And I was just more so thinking in the sense of, is it in terms of where they've won everything that they don't necessarily have to. I don't know whether he maybe wants to change the ambition in terms of keeping everyone fresh, keeping everyone hungry, because it's all well and good when you're starting winning things, but sometimes you can take your foot off the gas. And I don't necessarily know whether there might be some individuals in that team that might have gone, we've won everything, we might need to just rechange the focus a little, because again, City's really going for it, Arsenal going for it, Chelsea are starting to, creep up as well. So, if Liverpool, where they are, with a side that they've got, I don't necessarily feel that, they should be where they are with the quality that they've got. And again, they missed out on the Premier League by a point, I believe it was. So, I think maybe might just need the opportunity to really spend and maybe bring in one or two quality players that's going to add a bit of more quality to the team that they've already got, because they have got a very quality team. So let's see where they go in terms of January. And I have nothing but faith in Klopp. He's a good coach. So let's see how they bounce back from again this result against Arsenal. The next game, which was Man City Southampton. So Cancelo, for me, at this present moment, I would arguably say he's the best left back in the league. The goal he scored was fantastic. You'd think the way he went past, Ward-Prowse, and he shot nutmegged one of the defenders, and you think to yourself, you think that is an attacker in terms of like a striker or like a wide winger, and he was amazing. I thought for me he was man of the match for me. Kevin De Bruyne, I think now with that assist he made in that game, I can't remember which player he made the assist for, but that makes him the club's leading assist player. So that's ahead of the greats of David Silva, and you think someone like David Silva with the legendary status that he has at City, Kevin De Bruyne has still got a lot of mileage in him, and for him to be the leading assist player at City, I think he deserves all the plaudits that he gets. He's a fantastic player. I think he's an all-round great player, and again, I wish him all the more success to him. So, as I said, I think any young player, that's watching players that have quality that he has, these are the type of players that they should be learning from. And Kevin De Bruyne, I would definitely say, is up there with one of those players that you should be definitely watching. Technically perfect, he can do numerous things in terms of position-wise, and great credit to him. So those are my notes for Man City. For Southampton, I haven't really got much on them, but their goalkeeper, I think, saved them, because I think it could have been more, like what Alfie said on Thursday, where he said it could be 6-7 goals, and I think it could have been quite easily, but the goalkeeper really helped him and kept it down at 4. So, for me, if I was to give man of the match for a Southampton player, I would say the goalie, because I think he's kept them really, kept the score down, I should say. I would say they had some chances obviously they had a few chances, but there was nothing that was really going to threaten City with the quality that they got in defence. But they had some chances, they had some moments in the game. The only thing, the advice, or what I could possibly say is, they'll just have to dust themselves off. I think the next game's West Ham. I've got down, West Ham. So I just think for me, that's the best thing they can do, is just dust themselves off and then, on to the next one. Chelsea, Wolves. I thought Chelsea looked really good. I did say in the beginning in previous videos that I think they are missing an attacking player. Pulisic and Havertz, Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher as well. Those are players for me that I feel have a quality, and they are players that will create chances. And I think you're now seeing that. I was very impressed with how they started the game against Wolves. I thought, even though Wolves, we know that they're toothless at the minute, but nonetheless, I was very impressed with how well they attacked Wolves. They got their goals very well. I thought Havertz's goal was very good. Good header, great header. Pulisic's goal was very good as well. And the third goal, I forgot the gentleman who scored that. But they really look like a team that's full of confidence, especially after beating AC Milan as well 3-0. So I think they are on a building block where they're just taking it game by game, and the more games they win, the more confidence they're building. And I think long term, that's only going to help Chelsea. And I feel that they are going to be one of the teams that will definitely get top 4 this season. So, Graham Potters, I think he's going to be doing some positive things with Chelsea. I just think he just needs to be given time, maybe a couple of transfer windows. I don't know whether he's going to spend in January, but I think, he seems like the guy that they're going to be looking to long term. So, I really look forward to seeing how he gets on. The notes what I have for the Wolves game, the Wolves team, I should say. They had moments in the game. They had chances. I think what the issue is that I think it's going to take the new coach that comes in obviously some time to get his ideas across. Diego Costa, maybe because it was against his old club, didn't really seem that interested. Maybe that should be a strong word. Maybe not as influential as he has been in the past. I know when he was at Chelsea, everything was going through him, and I think maybe where he's getting old now, he may not have had that. Well, he didn't have that influence or that threat when he played on Saturday. So I think it's going to take Wolves some time to find a decent striker that's really going to, get on the score sheet and get the goals that they need to complement the great creative play that they have. Because again, they have a lot of creative play. It's just the end product in terms of getting the ball in the back of the net, which for me is their issue. The next game is Everton, Manchester United. So for me, Iwobi's goal was absolutely amazing. Excuse me. I thought it was an amazing goal. I thought as well, I thought they had some chances in the second half. I did think I would say when Anthony scored his goal, you could see that Everton looked a bit shaky, and it was only towards the end where they started to become a threat. Towards the end, and they were giving Man United all kinds of trouble by pumping the ball into the box. So there was that sort of threat towards the end, but I thought Man United were in control for a lot of it. I thought Anthony took his goal quite very well. Ronaldo scored a really good goal as well. I thought Casemiro, he had a funny game, in my opinion. I know he hasn't started regularly since he's joined from Real Madrid, but I thought there was a few times where he got caught on the ball, and I felt that he created some good chances, and then he would just he'd get caught with the ball, and I just feel that he's going to have to learn the way of the Premier League, and it's going to take him some time. I don't know whether that might have been an issue where Ten Hag hasn't started him. Maybe he's looking to maybe bring him in slowly and try and have him bed him in slowly where he's able to keep up with the Premier League. And I thought his pass to Ronaldo was amazing. After winning the ball, just played it straight away to him, and Ronaldo finished it sublimely. And I thought that little thing that he done there, I think you can see the quality. And again, he's a very good player, Champions League winner. And you would think that, if he can just keep it as simple as that, I think Man United especially midfield, I think will be a much better position in terms of being able to defend and intercept balls, and then be able to create on the counter, because Man United are a counter-attacking team. So, being able to win the ball, play it early, I think he'll be the guy to do that very efficiently. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing how he gets on this season. Moving on to the next game, we've got Newcastle Brentford. Now, I thought the first goal for Bruno Guimaraes, I thought his header was very good. I thought the assist from Trippier, again, I've been very impressed with Trippier since he's been at Newcastle. I did like the first goal, the header was very good. I thought the second goal was a blockbuster finish, screamer. Almiron, again, to be fair to you, I've written down some stats from last season. So he scored 4 goals in four goals in 9 games last season. So this season, and I believe it's 1 goal in 30 games last season. That was his tally last season. 1 goal in 30 games last season, and 4 goals in 9. So it is a much better improvement from this season to last season. So I'm really happy for him, because I thought you could tell the way, even when he took his goal, the way he took his goal was very, very confident. So again, all plaudits to him. I don't know what he's doing in training, or it might just be, the Eddie Howe effect, but he's doing really well, and I'm really happy for him. Brentford, I thought De Silva done really well. I quite liked the way that Ivan Toney again is a threat. I thought that was the only threat that I felt that they had. I didn't really see nothing really from Hickey or from the fullbacks, the wing backs, I should say. But again, they created their own problems, if I'm being really honest with you. I thought the goalkeeper played it out, got intercepted, which led to the first goal. The second goal, similar thing. So it's a lot of it's to do with their own mistakes. So I think if I'm being critical, they need to improve that area very fast. I know, again, if you're asking them to play out from the back, there are going to be, unfortunately, mistakes. But nonetheless, there's going to be times where you need to learn how to go long, as well as try and play out from the back. You can't always play out from the back all the time. There's going to be times where you're just going to have to go long. But yeah, the only positives is that they did try and create chances, but again, it just weren't enough quality to get on to create anything that could lead to a goal. The next game is Brentford Leicester City. Now, I thought it was a great win for Bournemouth. Absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely ecstatic for Gary O'Neill. I think he's come in. I think 4 games or 5 games unbeaten. For him, again, I think it's just. I don't know what effect he's having on the team, but in terms of what he's saying to him, I should say. But it is a very, very, very calm, positive team, and again, it's just unfortunate that Scotty Parker didn't have the opportunity or given the time to do that, to get things right. But it's a great win for him. Great win again. Getting 3 points at home. I know Leicester are also in the similar boat in terms of not being as confident, a confident squad, I should say. But they are getting along with it very fine, and I'm really happy for Bournemouth and for Gary O'Neill with their win. So I'm hoping that will push him a little bit further up the table and take him away to safety. But again, it's still early, so you can never be too safe. But if they can avoid it as much as they can, then that's a positive. But again, 3 points nonetheless, so onwards and upwards. For Leicester, I would say what I've got from watching the game is again they gave away 3 poor goals. I thought they were defended very poorly. I thought Daka's goal was very good. Took his goal very well, and I can't even believe I'm even saying this in terms of Leicester find themselves bottom of the league. So for someone at Leicester, I know obviously, the last time they were bottom of the league was quite some time ago, maybe like 6 years ago, possibly. Could be wrong, but that long ago, and then to win the league within that time and an FA Cup, and then find themselves bottom of the league. I think what is definitely needed some reinforcements. I think they've lost quite a few players, and they need to really rejuvenate the squad. I think they need to bring some new faces in and actually get themselves out of this mess that they find themselves in. I'm a bit disappointed that they haven't really gave Brendan Rodgers nothing to spend, considering how much of a great coach he is, and I feel that they could have built on that to then possibly go further up in the table. Well, I wasn't expecting for Leicester to be in the position that they're in, but they do. So my opinion on that is I think that they need to bring in some new faces in January, and again that is all depends on whether I could say January. I think the World Cup's around that time, but I think they're going to have to. I think Brendan's really going to have to be given some time. I think, for a good quality coach that he is, I think deserves more time to get it right and then get themselves up the table. I thought Maddison had a really good game as well, mind you. Before I move on to the next team, which is Brighton Tottenham. Now, from my notes from watching the game, I thought Welbeck had a lot of chances in that game. Again, with Danny Welbeck, he's a good player. Again, he's an old Arsenal player. I think with Danny Welbeck, in my opinion, it's like he needs 5 chances to score 1 goal. And I'm just, for a striker, you need to limit that. So you at least want to have, some good top strikers like Haaland may only need 1. He may need 2 possibly. So you don't want to then be just getting yourself in a great positions and just keep missing. You need to convert those chances into goals, and I think that's where he comes up short as like a top striker. Again, he causes a lot of trouble. He works very hard for his team. I'll give him that. He works very, very hard, and he is a problem for any defence on his day. But it's just, unfortunately, I think he doesn't convert enough goals for me where he will be classed as someone like, he's a really top striker. I felt that in the game last week against Liverpool, I thought that they had that final pass, and I thought the final pass against Tottenham kind of let them down. And I think it's kind of funny because Tottenham had that similar thing where their final pass against Arsenal, it was kind of like the similar thing. So I just think that where Tottenham, obviously not Tottenham, where Brighton find themselves, obviously they've got the new manager in. Again, there was a lot of positives from the Liverpool game, and I just felt that this week at home, you'd think that they would be up for it, but I just felt that the final pass just let them down. It's just like, I don't know. It seems like there's that they didn't really know each other as such at times. Don't get me wrong. They were passing it. Their build-up were very good, but it's just that final pass that kind of just let them down. So my notes on Tottenham, they were very positive in that game. Which again, I have said in my previous videos that they are very, very slow in getting out and being assertive, being on the front foot. And I thought that they'd done that in the opening few minutes in the game, which I was quite impressed with, because I thought to myself, wow, I think they must have been listening to my videos. But yeah, it was quite positive, and I was really happy with how that they approached the game positively. Song was very impressive in the game as well. I thought obviously he was unlucky to. I think he was offside, with VAR, but his shot, went top bins, and unfortunately VAR ruled it out. But it was a very good finish, nonetheless. Moving on to Palace Leeds. Now, I thought it was going to be a good game. It was a good game, but I thought I expected a little bit more from Leeds. For whatever reason, I thought, considering that they got a very good squad, I thought I expected a little bit more of a threat or more problems that they would cause Palace. But yeah, I thought it was a great cross from Elise to Eduardo for the first goal. Ize's, I wouldn't say solo, but his touch and finish was fantastic for the second goal to make it 2. So I was very pleased with the way that the application throughout the whole game. I thought they were causing Leeds a lot of trouble. I just thought that Leeds, I expected a little bit more. I thought they did have their moments. Obviously, Leeds are Leeds and they're going to create chances. Jesse Marsch has got his team, really good in attacking the ball, but I just felt that they couldn't find that final pass to break down Palace. But I thought they had their fair share of chances. Aronson made a fantastic run. I thought he was going to score, to be fair, but unfortunately, goalkeeper parried it, and they ended up scoring from the rebounds. But I thought they were very good. So, in terms of their next game is against Arsenal, so at home. So I think for me, again on their day, they could cause Arsenal a whole heap of trouble. But let's hope that ain't going to be the case, because I think we're on a nice little run. But Leeds again, I think they're in a little bit of a patch where I think they just really want to stay in the league. So let's see what they do come over the next few weeks. West Ham Fulham, I thought that game was quite interesting. Scamacca, again, that's 2 on the bounce. I thought he gave Fulham a load of trouble. I thought their front three gave Fulham a lot of trouble. I thought again they took him off, bring on Mikel Antonio, and again he got the I believe it was the 3rd goal. I believe it was the 2nd, and the game was over by then. But I thought Fulham with Pereira's goal, that was a very good finish. Left foot smash in the roof. Really liked that goal. I thought Leno for them was really good. I thought he was very impressive. I thought he made some big saves. I thought defensively they were poor, Fulham. I don't think they really asserted themselves enough in the game for me, where I thought that they were able to keep West Ham at bay in their their attacks, I should say. But unfortunately, they have to lick their wounds and then move on to the next game. But overall, there's a lot of positives to take away for Fulham, even though they didn't get the 3 points. Last game, which is Forest Villa, which is not really much to say on that. It was quite a boring game, if I'm being honest. I think Forest defended very well for the point. I think it's a step in the right direction. It's exactly what Steve Cooper said after the game, considering their recent results that they've had. I think to keep it, someone with Villa's attacking play, which I want to just quickly announce, because again I'm a little bit confused in terms of what's happening at Villa, and let me try and see if I can find it. Where are they? Where are they? Right. Hold on 1 second. Now, with Villa, so with Villa's lineup, so they had Martinez in goal, Matty Cash, Konza, Mings, Ashley Young, McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, Buendia, Ollie Watkins and Coutinho. I don't understand how they can't get 3 points against Forest, in my opinion. I don't understand. Just that lineup alone should be enough to see off Forest. They just didn't seem to me, in terms of, they were just toothless. The only bright spark in that game was Ashley Young's screamer. You need to expect more from a side like Villa, what they have. I think they've made some really good signings. I just don't know, for whatever reason, they just don't seem to be clicking. Again, do I think it's the manager's fault, or should he be sacked? No, I don't. I think Red Gerrard, I think he's done a great job when he took over. I just feel that between the strikers and the midfield, I think there needs to be something needs to really click. And I think once it clicks, I think they'll create a lot of chances, because they are a very good side. I just feel that for whatever reason, they just don't seem to be getting it going for whatever reason. But they overall, for me, I'm very, very impressed with Forest and how well they defended. And again, getting that result, it takes them off the bottom. So obviously Leicester, they replaced Leicester. But it's only a matter of time before Leicester start picking up results. So I think in Forest's case, they really need to be picking up points, and a matter of urgency. So, let's see how Villa gets on. I think if it stays like this in terms of performances and lack of goals, I think it's only going to be one thing that's going to happen, which is everyone's going to be asking for Gerrard's head. I know already, jokingly, Michael's obviously my good friend Mike's. He's already calling for Gerrard's head. So, let's hope that they start picking up points so that Gerrard can stay there for a little bit longer at least. But that's all for the roundup. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care now. Bye.